the way I see it is that when people lose meaning, they become directionless and therefore they become dangerous, right? Because a culture that has severed itself from meaning will replace it with something like consumption or industrialization or with a desire for conquest, an insatiable hunger, right? That no amount of possession or distraction can even satisfy it. And I say distraction because it's like, look at the way we are with social media, in this time now. And this absence of meaning, you know, we don't stop, just longing for something. It actually amplifies it. We just forget what we've been longing for, but the longing is still there. So where does it go? Right? Because the forgetting is so strong. We're in a time of amnesia and anesthesia, right? As soon as we try to remember, it hurts too much. So we want to numb ourselves out and we look for the artificial replacements to help us feel some kind of power within, right? To dominate or some form of novelty or entertainment to remove us from what's actually present with us in the time of our remembering. So none of that truly nourishes our spirit, right? So this is kind of the root of what I mean about this crisis of meaning, right? That we're exploring right now. Um, I do not believe that can happen in isolation, right? I don't believe it's something that comes because we have the perfect route. It's actually coordinateless, and it needs relationships between people and places with ancestry and unseen forces. Those things are just as meaningful when we step out of our meaninglessness, right? It's to look out before us and to see what's really there. What is this great web of reciprocity that is around? What is this frayed edges of tapestry that we've forgotten how to weave ourselves? And what is that waterways that we have within our own homes? Where did they come from? Where are they going? That's a big part of memory too. It's coming back to the water because the water always holds the memory and it'll always make its way back to grandma, to the ocean, yeah, great grandmother. So in that way, the meaning is never truly gone. It's just we haven't put ourselves towards the work that's needed to make that connection so we can bring meaning through. Because these lands are still here, these waterways are still here. These beauties that we see, whether it's a valley or a mountain, is still something for us to take this immenseness from and grieve the things that we've refused to feel. And even in gestures of our own kindness can many times, defy the logic of we shouldn't because we're so obsessed with something like efficiency or effectiveness or technological advancement. So meaning can return to us when we offer ourselves fully in the recognition that to be alive is not about being right or wrong. And it's not just a privilege or entitlement, it's an entrusting to us of people that have come before. And it does demand on us certain things of a reclamation, not ownership. And we can find purpose in that, I believe, when we start making these offerings again, living in such a way that we can sing and fly like birds, or we can, you know, move in ways like herds, of buffalo and, stuff like that. So I believe that's kind of the intersection when we start to get back towards relationships that involve plant, animal, mineral, and ethereal, and that our spirituality can get us into trouble. It becomes a cage when we're trying to conceptualize everything within transcendence or purity
Mhm.
or virtuousness, because that's all underpinnings of right and wrong, right? That's all underpinnings of missionization. So what we need to do is come into possibilities and consequences. How do we learn to speak in words that are more full, not just, the surface level? Kind of like what we're doing right now. I believe what we're doing right now is like an act of devotion.
Mm.